Definition of person-centered care is an approach to the delivery of healthcare services that is respectful and responsive to the preferences, needs, and values of people receiving treatment and those who care for them. According to the Australian College of Nursing, person-centered care means treating each person as an individual, protecting a person's dignity, respecting a person's rights and preferences, developing a therapeutic relationship between care provider and care recipient which is built on mutual trust and understanding.
According to the Person-Centered Care Framework by McCormick and McCants, there are 4 elements that contribute to the successful delivery of a person-centered care. These are the prerequisites, the care environment, care processes, and outcomes. In order to deliver positive outcomes for the patient and staff, all 3 surrounding layers need to be fulfilled. In this presentation, we would like to discuss the care environment.
The first one of the key contributors to the person-centered care environment is appropriate skill mix. Let's look at what it means. In their book, McCormack and McCain defines appropriate skill mix as the ratio of registered nurses and non-registered nurses in the ward or unit of the nursing team. Registered nurses are a large portion of the healthcare cost, and the management often tries to meet the financial requirements by hiring more of non-registered nurses and other less skilled workers. Although this may seem like a way to keep the healthcare costs down, studies show that if the right balance of skill mix is not maintained, it can lead to the patient staying longer at healthcare facility and even more mortality in some cases. Skill mix can also exist within one profession. For example, to assist a surgeon in the theatre environment and talking to patients to reassure them require a completely different skill. Yet, as a nurse, one person needs to present both skills. It is also important to have nurses with different levels of experiences and expertise to ensure optimal patient care. The challenge involved in maintaining appropriate skill mix is to keep the effective skill mix without compromising on quality of care while meeting the economic needs. What is ideal for each healthcare facility is different depending on a lot of factors such as location and demographic of the community. These needs will change over time and constant monitoring and reviewing is necessary.
Systems that facilitate shared decision making. So first of all, what is shared decision making in nursing? According to the book Decision Making in Nursing, it is a collaborative process where the staff, including the doctors and nurses, share their views, knowledge, and important information about the patient they have been taking care by keeping their values and preferences in mind. Along with that, they discuss about their next step of the process they are going to do with their patient, whether it is alright with them or not. This gives common goals to the staff team and keeps them on the right track, and also helps them to avoid any kind of confusion and causing no problem to the patient. Shared decision making leads to division of power. It leads to formation of an environment where everyone can put their views. It also makes the environment more pleasant to work and divides the work equally among all the team members, which reduces pressure on a single person. Ultimately, this results in the betterment of the patient's health.
Effective staff relationship is another key component in the care environment. Communication needs to be accurately and timely with the health team, including doctors and other health professions. One effective way to communicate with staff is called shift-to-shift reporting. This is verbally reporting the patient's health results and behaviour to the next nurse in charge, so the patient has the same quality care. Written communication needs to be clear and accurate for other staff members to read. Collaboration is joint decision-making, shared responsibility, knowledge and mutual respect between the staff. Nurse leaders need to model the correct behavior and uphold the standard core values. Leadership also requires engaging staff in meaningful information. A study shown in clinical practice in Belgium found having a mentor provides trustworthiness, problem solving, guidance, and experience. One of the challenges is staff might talk down to you, have a lack of respect, depending where you sit in the organisation. Understanding the upwards and downwards communication system enables smooth communication. For example, who would you share the information to, the nurse or doctor?
Supportive organisational systems are an essential element in providing patient-centred care in the care environment. Let's explore further. Research suggests there are 3 key components required to ensure supportive organisational systems are effective. These points are administration, professional practice, and professional development. It has been heavily documented in studies all over the world that creating a culture of person-centred care is largely dependent on maintaining high levels of staff satisfaction and a care environment where nurses and patient voices are not only heard, but truly listened to. These quotes have been taken from nurse and management staff working in various hospitals, and they highlight the need for supportive organisational systems that focus on staff satisfaction, accountability, and incentives for person-centred care in the care environment. It appears that a culture change and change in mindset from provider focus to patient focus was most consistently mentioned amongst leaders. Some have also reported that listening to patient stories about their experiences of care and experiencing care yourself were identified as particularly influential in overcoming this barrier.
Sharing of power. A nurturing care environment is one that is non-dominant, non-hierarchical, and does not exploit individuals. In an ideal workplace environment, each and every member works towards best mutually agreed outcomes through shared values, goals, and a true desire to achieve patient-centered care. In short, the care environment needs to be a flat organization where power is shared amongst all members. The patient, family, and members of the healthcare team are each treated as an essential partner with a focus on positive patient outcomes. So, what are some challenges in sharing power? According to Braithwaite, leadership challenges in sharing power could be inadequate communication between members of the healthcare team, traditionally hierarchical nature of the doctor-nurse relationship, and sometimes the reluctance of leaders to let go and share power.
The potential for risk-taking and innovation in the healthcare environment. Risk-taking is an essential part of innovation. Taking risks and supporting a risk-taking work culture are crucial elements in an evolving healthcare environment. The value of innovation is the ability to perceive a situation or challenge from another perspective. Strong leadership is required to encourage innovation in the healthcare system. Leadership teams must take responsibility for the training and development of staff and a recruitment and reward system that promotes the concept of innovation. In order to provide a supportive work environment that encourages innovation, a blend of components are required. These include an appropriate skill mix, shared decision-making, effective staff relationships, supportive organizational systems, and sharing of power. In order to provide a supportive work environment that encourages innovation, a blend of components are required. These include an appropriate skill mix, shared decision-making, effective staff relationships, supportive organizational systems, and sharing of power. To provide a supportive work environment that encourages innovation, a blend of components are required. These include an appropriate skill mix, shared decision-making, effective staff relationships, supportive organizational systems, and sharing of power. Some of the main challenges in implementing risk-taking and innovation include time management. It can be difficult to find the time to embrace risk-taking and innovative processes. The organization or workplace has to be supportive. You may encounter resistance to change. And finally, funding could be an issue with rising healthcare costs.
The last component of the care environment is the physical environment. The physical environment has a significant impact on care experiences and patient outcomes. However, a lonely and frightened patient is unlikely to notice the surroundings. Architecture and interior design works together with a caring staff who helps a patient to relieve the loneliness and isolation. Pleasing aesthetic environment promotes healing, nurturing, relaxation, and sensory engagement. Connecting arts and humanities with health helps in sensory and emotional stimulation. The challenges of the physical environment is that hospitals are designed and built with clinical efficiency, infection control and safety first, which leads to depersonalization. The second challenge is that in changing the existing environment in hospitals and nursing homes, funding and manpower is required.
Here's one of our team members sharing her own experience about the care environment.
Hello everyone, my name is Shri and I'll be doing an interview with Manami.
Hello.
Manami has good and bad experience about the care environment of healthcare and she'd like to share her experience with us today.
Thank you, Sherry. So I did see two very different care environments when my grandmother was in the aged care facility in Japan. The first one was quite good. She could choose what sort of meal she preferred, and there was a lounge where she can go in and interact with other patients.
That sounds like a very person-centered environment.
I feel like it was.
And what about the second facility?
So the second facility was the public one, and there she wasn't allowed to bring any of her personal belongings, so she didn't even have a photograph of family with her.
And did you ask the staff why they weren't allowed?
We did. They said because they are dealing with a lot of patients with cognitive impairment, people often blame each other for stealing their belongings. So that was their way of avoiding that sort of problems.
Did your grandmother's condition change when moving between the two facilities?
I definitely feel like she deteriorated in the second one. I can't say it's purely because of the environment, but because us as family members weren't as happy in the second home, she might have seen that in us when we were visiting.
Yeah, I think this is quite possible too. Well, thank you very much for sharing the story with us today, Manami.
No problem, Sherry. Studies show that the good person-centered environment can enhance patients' health as well as their quality of life, which leads to better quality of patient care. Now I'd like to show you the real-life example of nurse-led innovation. A dementia specialist nurse, Emma Aldred, who works in King's College Hospital in London, has raised funds for a complete makeover of the memory clinic she runs within the hospital. The picture shown on the slide is the before and after of a patient room. As you can see, after the makeover, it looks more homely and less hospital-like. Emma believed that by making the environment better, she can improve the health of her patients. In fact, one of the trusts she gained the funds from has conducted a patient satisfaction survey, and this ward scores very high satisfaction not only from the patients but also from visitors and workers.